It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I'm out here, I'm going to tackle the greenhouse. The windstorm we had, a bunch of this stuff busted in here. It's amazing the whole thing didn't just fly away. I've looked at it a number of times, came and walked through it, and I don't really see me being able to do a decent repair job without taking the plastic off. There's enough broken pieces in it. I mean, I could try to splinter it, but yeah, I'd like to get it done right. And so I'm gonna be working on this. There's a bunch of these bows that are busted, and like I said, I've looked at it for a while. I don't really see a way of me doing it without taking the plastic off on the one side. Amazingly, this side over here has no broken bows in it. So this is just coming to me right now. I might only have to peel the plastic off on this side over here, and that would be about half the work. It's amazing. All the bows are busted on this side. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Interesting. Well, anyway, it's very warm in the greenhouse here. We've cleaned up quite a bit of mess here. This was all in trees here. And we've got a spot back there where we burned a lot of slash. This area back in here was all thick with trees. We've cleaned a lot of this out. I need to go get some drills and get to it. It is so extremely dusty in the greenhouse. I got Morgan out here. He's gonna water it down and get the dust down. I might set up a time lapse to kind of show the overall progress. Don't know if I can set this up where we can look inside and out at the same time. Do you not have much water pressure? Oh, is that the one that's drilled out? I don't want standing water. That's drilled out. We'll get the other one.
Welcome to Montana Family Homestead. It is early springtime here in Montana, and this week we are getting the greenhouse fixed up and ready for the planting season.
Good morning, good afternoon. This is the project for today, getting the greenhouse up and functioning again. It's time to get some plants in here. Today's project is still doing catch up from the storm. I've fixed all the plastic PVC parts. I've replaced the wood collar ties. The next project is going to be to get the anchors back in and then reattach the plastic. It's not as bad as it looks. So this is the stake. I have a treated stake in here. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stakes like this, and the middle ones broke off, and that's why these are bowed out. This is supposed to be all the way in here, probably a good 6 inches. So I believe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pound more stakes in. We're gonna have to dig all this dirt out, get it in even, and then reattach that because the sides are bowed out. Oh, this is all gonna have to come in. This is gonna have to be dug out a little bit more. So I'm gonna make 2, 4, 6 more stakes. We'll pound those in and bring them in. The plastic is going to be a lot harder to put up. guys a quick walk around of what's happening. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny morning. The grass is greening up, and we've got a bunch of stuff cleared out. If you look back here, kind of against the sun, this was our natural privacy fence barrier. You're gonna see right out to the road. Now that's gone, but I guess that's part of the plan. Roll with the punches. I've got a spot here. One of the biggest trees I had was right there, and got that one gone, and it's just waiting on us to come out here. This side of the lawn, we don't really mow it. Kind of wanted it to look like a hayfield. It needs more nutrients. I got everything else for the most part in the main part of the lawn I have raked. And back here we still have, I gotta point the wrong way. Should be there. Anyway, like right there, there's some roots sticking up, all the dirt over there. We've got a brush pile. You can see it like right there. Need to grab that on the brush grapple the next time that we burn. Get it gone. Still have a lot of trees between the house and the road that are bent over, uprooted. Some of them are not uprooted. Some are just bent over. The wind came hard enough that they just gave up the ghost, and they're permanently bent. I tried to bend some of them back to keep the visual obstruction of the road, but it just doesn't work very well. You can bend them over and straighten them out, and they go right back, and so you overcompensate, and then they uproot. So that's kind of a fruitful attempt. We have, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning out here. We reseeded some of this in here, and we're waiting on rain. I don't see it sprouting yet. I've got a bunch of these planters that I am making. What's going on over there? Oh, Mary threw something out for the chickens. And if Spud is out here, if there's food that he wants, it's his. That's the only time he chases chickens. Like he'll fake bluff them until they all go squawking and flopping, and then he sits there and eats his stuff. And they're, but it was quite an experiment, or quite an ordeal to get him trained to, not eat chickens. Anyway, I got these barrels. Some of these I have cut in half. Some of these I have the teacup style. It's getting towards planting season, and let's walk back here, show you guys what's going on. Got a deck of logs there. Sorry about the wiggliness of the camera. It's kind of a joke. Anyway, deck of logs there. We got a place back there to the fire. I've got railing right there that's going to be going to somebody local here that builds log railing and stairways. This is the size that they use, so glad that can go to use. I'll show you a quick update of the greenhouse. We have not planted anything in here yet. We got the chickens out of here. Boy, this tripod is just not doing the thing. But you can see here, these spots right here, where you have a splice, two splices. I've got a number of them in here, and those were all spots that they were broke. I'm going to be getting another year out of the plastic. I guess it doesn't matter if it leaks. I mean, we've got some holes ripped in it. I haven't really figured out a way to get up in there to fix those. Everything I could reach from the end I fixed. Yeah, it's just, there's a bunch of spots up there. This is about the worst one here. Big old hole ripped into it, but you know, we water it in here anyway, so it's doesn't really matter if there's a hole in it. The exciting thing is about the garden, the flowers that we had planted on the front. I left everything there, and I was hoping that the seeds would shake down and they grow again this year, and it appears that that's what's happening, unless everything I have is grass. Some of this stuff looks like weeds, but it looked like weeds last year when it came up. It ended up being these beautiful flowers. And if you look, see all that green stuff. I need to come through and clean it. The reason I did not clean this out is I wanted all the seed to be able to fall, spread around a little bit, and self-plant and go again next year. Looks like we're gonna have a lot more flowers if I leave them. I'll probably trim them down so that it's a nice row. Anyway, we've got an onion right here that we left in the garden, and I think today Mary fried up the last of the onions we had from the garden. We stored them in the basement, tied them up with ropes, used them most of the winter. And the strawberries here are looking good, like they're going to be coming up. And you know, they never really got brown this past winter. I come out here and look, and they were always kind of green, which is pretty amazing. We have raspberries that are budding, and we should be getting some raspberries off of these this year. The lilac is starting to bud just a little bit. Don't see anything happening with the grapes yet. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of weeds that are coming on this side. Not sure what's going on with that. Take a quick look. Oh boy, I'm gonna need to do some work on the garden gate here. It's looks like the post that is on this side where the hinges are is lifting up from the weight pulling down the other way. That's amazing, because if they're all tied in, usually they support each other, and I was thinking it should be good, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work there because it's starting to hit the ground on the bottom. Take you guys into the shop really quick. And we've got some lumber stacked over here. Right here I've got these barrels that I'm going to be making more of those planters. I have two different colors of red, black, purple, blue. And over here I have, these are going to be the legs. I cut these on the mill. I'm drying these, or dry these for a little while before I paint them. Always looks a little nicer if everything is painted up, not just half cobbed, and other people don't have to worry about painting them. Got a bunch of stuff sitting around here that needs to go to the landfill, like leftover rings from what's left over from the barrels that I cut out. Yeah, we're getting pretty excited about the warm weather coming. It's supposed to rain this next coming week. And I'm not sure if Mary showed it or not, but we have a hen that decided that she wants to make a couple more chicks for us. So she's in there all nestled in, sitting on her eggs. Those are scheduled to hatch on the 18th. And here, I will show you the chicks that we have, that we hatched from the incubator. Not sure what's going on with my ratio. I think I've got 3 hens and 13 roosters. It's the rooster pull-up ratio is way off. This next coming Saturday, I'm gonna have the boys clean out this coop. If you do a deep pack bedding, in the wintertime, it starts to decompose to the point where it makes its own heat. But it's getting warm. We don't need that. It's getting built up. There's probably 6 inches of material there. And we need to get that out of here. Overall, I am with the spray foam we have in the ceiling and in the walls, very, very happy with how the temperature doesn't really fluctuate in here. Stays cooler during the daytime, stays warmer at night, more of an even keel. And we didn't have the fluctuation in egg production like we often do in the wintertime. When they get a cold snap, all of a sudden they're putting a lot more energy into staying warm versus producing eggs. And you've got 3 of them in there, 4 actually. We got 1 sitting there. Try not to get too close to disturb them. And we have 2 of them in this nest. And 1 in there. Now, for whatever reason, I have my own theory, but I built these nest boxes right here. And I noticed that they didn't seem to like them that much. Like it wasn't their preference to go lay their eggs in there. I'll show you everything right here. So the ones at the bottom are kind of the standard, what a lot of people have. But they would start laying eggs like in the corners, just in weird places. And I got the idea of, a chicken likes to lay their egg kind of in a private, dark, semi-dark place, more private. And so I built these boxes, and most of the eggs are laid in those boxes. Sometimes I've come in here already where there's been three chickens trying to get into one box to lay eggs in it. Some of them, doesn't really matter. They'll lay wherever, but where they're supposed to. But there's a few that really like. I'm gonna take you upstairs here real quick. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the loft of the barn. Instead of hay, I've got fiberglass insulation. We have some leftover lumber storage up here. And right here I have a whole bunch of lumber that I have milled that's going to be trimmed for the inside of the basement. Yeah, kind of gives you the haymow feel. And I've got a couple of doors over here that I can open. Kind of the bat wing doors. Actually not bat wing, they don't slide in. There it goes. Open those up, and we've got I was going for kind of the classic barn door that swings open. I don't have the track on top or anything. It's about 7 foot tall in the ceiling here. It's tall enough, that we can stand up in here. It's tall enough for storage, whatever. I'm a guy that I really like to conserve, repurpose whatever materials I can. The BCIs, these trusses or floor joists, whatever you call them, they're called BCIs. They were left over from a project, actually the school, when we renovated it, put the loft floor in. Somebody got more than what was needed, and then these are left over. They're like, get them out of here. So I brought them, and this is where they're going. So just a little quick update. Sounds like I got somebody coming that needs some barrels. So we'll speak to you later.
Well, that's it for this video. Spring is always exciting as we get everything ready for planting. From repairs to seed starting, make sure to stay tuned for more videos as we work on the greenhouse and plant the garden.